Traveler's phones, burner phones, track phones, drug dealer phones, whatever you want to call them. I like to call them traveler phones, basically a phone that is completely unattached from my personal life, that doesn't have any information related to my financial situation, and where I don't keep anything personal of mine in there specifically for travel. For a long time, these were the go-to ones, basically just a cheap track phone like these. The problem with these is that they're on their way out. They're going to be phased out. They're going to be obsolete within the span of the next 4 or 5 years at the most. They're still viable for stuff, but I wouldn't stick with these. I would start to figure out the evolution of the next process, the next part of the use of these types of phones. One thing I'll say about these, they're a pretty good thing to keep in a medical kit and or a personal trauma kit of some sort that you carry in your backpack. Why? Even without a chip, all of these can actually access emergency services. So in most places in the United States, your emergency services is going to get there within within a few minutes. Major cities, I mean. So it's probably a good idea to keep something like this. And if you think you're going to have your phone with you while you wreck your car or you're in an altercation of some sort, that's probably not going to be the case, or maybe your phone gets broken. So it's just a good idea to have a redundancy element in the form of a track phone. Again, they can access emergency services even without a chip in them. Another thing I would carry with this would be a fuel rod of some sort that I can basically pair these two up and I have an emergency communication device with me. So this is a Pixel 6 phone. Why I like Pixel 6s and why I like Androids as a traveler's phone or a track phone of a sort. First off, you don't want to turn this phone on anywhere near where you work or sleep or live, basically, in your home country. If you're going to travel with this, you want this to be completely unattached from anything. Remember, your Bill of Rights and your human rights kind of end where the border is. When you're traveling internationally, accessing another country, they can look through your shit, basically. So, how do you get one? You can buy them refurbished online through eBay, is one way. You buy one and your best friend buys one and you trade phones before you turn them on. Now they're completely unattached to you. So that's a good way to make a phone, if you want to be a ninja about it. That's a good way to make a phone kind of hard to trace. Second thing about these phones that I like, these Google Android endemic phones, Pixel phones actually come unlocked so that you can take any kind of international SIM card in them, which is a plus if you're traveling, a plus if you want to have options with you as far as communication. And they're Android endemic, so there's not a lot of bullshit from other companies in them, so they're pretty cool phones to have and to utilize for some of this stuff. It is a smartphone. It does come with the GPS and photo cameras and stuff like that. If you're worried about being surveilled by a foreign government and stuff like that, probably don't carry a phone at all and use other means of communication. But there's ways of making this a little bit secure for your own use, and yeah, it's simple modifications. So one of the easiest things you can do to kind of keep yourself honest about it is just take one of these and put it over the camera, the back camera, and another one right where the front camera is. Why would you want to do that? Discipline to keep your mind sharp and to realize that this phone is not meant for personal use. Don't take any pictures of it for your vacation with it, basically. If you want to do that, then you're not doing anything dangerous, or you're not in a shady place. This to me is just to keep myself honest and not use this phone for anything other than what it's designed to do, what its purpose is in my moving around as far as communication and stuff like that. Accessing the phone's information, accessing everything. Don't utilize fingerprint identification technology, and don't utilize facial recognition technology. I like using a sequence code. There's a bunch of them that you can basically make one. Again, there's a bunch of online tutorials about how to make a hard to crack code out there, lower cases, symbols, and this type of stuff. It's probably a good idea to have your own, memorize your own, and have your own set on a phone like this so it's harder to access. Again, don't use any facial recognition. And don't use any technology where you use your fingerprint to open it, because these can be utilized against you when somebody wants to have access to a phone.